Justice with Judge Mablean will be life because in everything we do, it involves the law. Where's your witness?
In the evidence.
That's hearsay.
It's notarized.
I still say it's hearsay.
She's fair.
You gotta help these young men learn how to do this the right way.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's firm.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
No, I don't need to say anything else.
She's honest.
I'm not your child and I'm not your friend. That's the order of the court. Goodbye.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean.
All rise. Both parties raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Mablean presiding.
Thank you, Will. You may be seated. This is a matter of Sunita Patel versus Michael Havens. You're suing him for $4,200, which you claim is the security deposit that your company gave you all to move to another state. And you say, Mr. Havens, no way. I keep the $4,200. And I say, I decide who keeps the $4,200. But let's hear what you have to say, Ms. Patel.
I am suing Michael here for $4,200. My company moved us from New York City to Los Angeles. We moved in March, and by October, I learned that Michael had been cheating on me, and so I quickly moved out by November 1st. And since I moved out, we made a verbal agreement and text messages stating that once our year lease was up, that he would be paying me back the $4,200 that my company paid for us to move.
So tell me, how did the two of you get together? And when did you get together to do this move?
We've been really great friends since college, and he had a wife and kids, and he got a new job in Los Angeles, and there as a promotion in Los Angeles for me as well. So we saw it as a win-win that we should go and, pursue our love and move to Los Angeles together.
So he was married?
He was separated when we were dating.
So during the dating process, you get a promotion. You get offered a job in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And you get offered a job in Los Angeles. And your company paid for the moving expenses and the security deposit for your apartment.
Correct.
Whew.
Yes.
Jesus.
We got there.
I got there. So you moved with her to Los Angeles and left your wife and children behind in New York City.
Yes, Your Honor. I had this promotion in LA. I had to be in LA, and I wanted to move the wife and the kids out, but she didn't want to do that. She said the kids need to stay in New York. She had no ambition to be anywhere else.
Okay.
But part of what drew me to Sunita was that drive, some of that passion, some of that, I want to see a new city, I want to be somewhere else, and support of this next step.
So what was your
job.
hope of coming to Los Angeles for what?
For animation, yeah.
Animation?
Yeah.
So now here's your opportunity to get together and move to Los Angeles, and your company paid the security deposit for your apartment.
Correct.
Did your company know that you were moving with somebody else?
Yes, they did.
And you offered that he could move with you?
Yes.
All right. You lived together from March to November?
Yes, we did.
And then you moved because he was cheating? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I found
Cheating with who?
There was multiple, I'm assuming. I saw it all on his computer. I was on his computer one day and all these text messages started popping up, and it was more than just friendly. There was definitely some nudes and some sexting going on.
There were two individuals. One was, I'm considered entirely automated intelligence.
What do you mean automated intelligence?
Yeah,
you don't get any of this? There are
No.
plenty of people that text you, oh, hi, I'm Tiffany. No. And then and
I don't get that.
You just have to block the number. It's
I get all kind of texts from all kind of people saying all kind of crazy stuff that I don't know about. Yeah, I get those.
Yeah.
So you're saying that was a scam?
One was.
One was a scam, okay.
Yeah.
And what was the other?
The other one was a coworker. Yeah.
And you and the coworker were sexting?
We had a little flirtatious banter, yes.
Again, Ms. Patel, if he's married and leaving his wife to come live with you, what made you think he was an honest man?
He told me that they were separated, and I believed him.
So separated means married, and you're still married and having an affair and moving with somebody else, which means that you're not one-woman man, and it means that you're cheating on your wife, because when you're separated and going to move with another woman, you are not divorced. Legally, you're not free to be with another woman under those circumstances, so that tells you that he cheats.
I guess I just had hopes of this, you know? I'm just a positive, like, happy-go-lucky person, and I just had these
you just
dreams.
were just being blind to the reality of life.
Love is blind. I was in
Love
love
is
with
not
this
blind. Love looks, love pays attention, and love looks deep before they leap. Now you find out he's flirtatious with another woman.
Well, once I find out about this in October, I moved.
You moved?
I left. I was not willing to move 5,000 miles away from my family to live with a cheating man. So I moved back in November. And I had a wonderful Thanksgiving with my family. That night, I actually fell really sick, and I just kept throwing up. And I thought I had some bad turkey or something. And my mom actually talked to me, and she's like, maybe you should take a pregnancy test. So the pregnancy test came out positive.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
I actually didn't tell him because I didn't know if I wanted this cheating man to be the father of my child.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Sunita Patel, who is suing Michael Havens for the return of a security deposit.
You're not pregnant on top of all this.
Well, yeah, I thought it was wild, and I ended up
Why did you think it was wild? You had sex. Why you think it was wild? You know, that's what happens sometimes when you have sex.
It was a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Let's say that, the least. So the pregnancy test came out positive, and I actually didn't tell him for a while because I didn't know if I wanted this cheating man to be the father of my child.
So you had the child?
Yeah, I had the child. And, you know, Christmas, I saw everybody with their families, and my sister was like, you gotta tell him. So by New Year's, you know, I gave him a call, and I told him that, you know, I'm having a baby, and it's yours. And he denied it. He doesn't think that this child is his.
I think you had plenty of time that you could have met up with someone.
When did you have the
October.
child? When was the baby born?
The baby was born in August.
Oh, okay. And now you don't believe that that's your child?
There's a chance it could not be. I'd rather have the paternity test and know, because my wife now will never speak to me again until I can prove that this child isn't mine.
So now all of a sudden you're back with your wife?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I made a mistake. I want to make up for it.
This is crazy. So you moved back to New York City too?
I'm in between both right now,
Yeah.
here in New York for work and whatever, but I'm not
But you're
staying.
still doing your animation work in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
And you really want to stay in Los Angeles?
I still do want to stay in Los Angeles.
But you hooked back up with your wife?
I'm trying to make amends with my wife and my kids, yeah.
When did you decide to do that?
That was just about 2 months ago. Once,
After she told you she was pregnant?
yes.
So now you're going to go back to this family,
Yeah.
and you're not going to be bothered with Miss Patel and the new child?
Once we get the paternity test results, we can
Who
communicate from
else's
there.
kid could this be? I was with you the entire time in Los Angeles, and you know me. I am faithful.
Is 2 months not enough time?
No, 1 hour is enough time, please. Wait a minute. So now that you stayed in the apartment,
Yes, and I'm paying the bills, utilities, all that stuff. And while she was there, I took care of her.
are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still paying
In
the
that
bills.
apartment?
Yeah.
You're not entitled to a deposit back.
After the year, we broke the lease.
You went to the landlord and said, I'm leaving.
Yes, I did.
And then you signed a new lease?
So she was not ever on the lease as a renter, as a tenant. I have the form right here. I was initially the only signer as a tenant. She was an occupant.
Let me see that. Wow. And you went down as an occupant only?
Me, yes.
Yep.
Okay, but your company gave him $4,200 cash.
To pay for the security
I
deposit.
know, but he gave it to him in cash, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay. Why did you put your name on the lease?
Because he wanted to be chivalrous and pay all the bills and pay for the rent.
Just because he pays everything doesn't mean your name can't go on it. It was your company providing you the money.
He insisted that he wanted his name to be the primary holder of the lease.
Okay, primary does not mean that you can't put your name on here at all.
I didn't think it was a big deal.
Yeah.
We were in love. What could go wrong?
I took the credit score hit for her. I saved her
And
credit
love
score.
doesn't mean that you can't handle business properly. You were a tenant.
I didn't think it was going to come to this.
Neither did I.
So that's why you do it, to take care of business, so that when things do happen, it's in stone and you have a recourse.
Well, I know that
because you
now.
never know what life is going to bring you.
I guess I was too optimistic about our relationship. I didn't see this
Oh,
ever
come on. How are you so optimistic about that relationship with this man who has left his wife and 2 children in New York City to come hang out with you in Los Angeles and then starts an affair with another woman? How are you so optimistic about that?
promised
You
he
are
would
just being
change.
stupid and not listening and paying attention. What you should have done was the end of the year lease, when it was over, said, you're going to stay, I'm moving, let's go talk to the landlord, and you enter into a new lease agreement. Now, you need to renegotiate the lease and put up your own deposit so that she can get her deposit back from the first year, from the 1 year that you all lived there together.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Now, that's what I can order, a renegotiated lease between you and the landlord to go to your name only. You agree that she can have the deposit back. You may not get the $4,200 because what the landlord is going to do is check the condition of the apartment. If there is no damage to the apartment beyond normal wear and tear, you can get the $4,200 back. If it is, he's not going to give it all back to you. But that's what has to happen. That's the way this is going to be handled, because that's not your security deposit. Now that you all have separated and ended this agreement and you're on a month-to-month, sign a new month-to-month with the landlord.
Let's do it.
All right? Or you move out of there and go to a new apartment. You're going back to your wife in New York anyway.
Yeah.
Do we have a paternity test here? Did we take one?
It was in the folder I provided for you.
Oh, that's what this is. Okay. Yeah, let's get to that. Whew.
I even have a photo of this baby. You cannot tell me it doesn't look like you. You haven't even seen what this child looks like.
Yeah, I don't know what this kid looks like.
Well, fortunately, we don't make judgments based upon what a child looks like. But I do have evidence, scientific evidence. The alleged father is not excluded as the biological father of the tested child.
Coming up,
You didn't even care to see how I was, send me any money, and we're fighting over a security deposit? There are bigger things in this world.
Let me see this child. He's never seen the child? Wow. Let's see this child together.
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Sunita Patel, who is suing Michael Havens for the return of a security deposit.
Based upon the testing results obtained and the analysis of the DNA, the probability of paternity is 99.99999999999 and going over. And it never gets to 100% itself because science is not 100% accurate, and you know that. So you are the father of this child.
Do you have anything to say that this child, you haven't even seen a photo? And you didn't even care to see how I was, send me any money, and we're fighting over a security deposit? There are bigger things in this world.
Let me see this child. He's never seen the child? Wow. Let's see this child together.
This is Ryan, your son. He has eyes that look just like yours, and he's adorable.
What do you have to say? You have just created a mess. You've put yourself in a real bad quandary. I hope now that you have that animation job, you're earning a lot of money.
It'll be going towards certain people. Yeah.
Well, we have the video, we have the picture, now we have the scientific evidence. What do you have to say now?
I'm sorry. I want to make it right.
What are you sorry for?
For leaving you, effectively, there for a birth, and my wife that already had 2 kids. So.
Well, now you still can't be with both of them. Which one you going to be with now?
Well, I don't think my wife is going to take me back now with the proof of the other kids, so.
Coming up,
Now you're in love with your wife again.
Yeah, I wanted to be with my kids.
Oh, you want to be with the kids, not with your wife.
Yeah, well.
She's just secondary.
Yeah.
She just happens to be alone.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a good reason to be with your wife.
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Sunita Patel, who is suing Michael Havens for the return of a security deposit.
Why did you go back to your wife when Miss Patel left?
When Ms. Patel left, I thought she was gone out of the picture forever.
Okay.
And when she
But
left,
you and your wife were separated, so now all of a sudden you're going to go back to her. Now you're in love with your wife again.
yeah, I wanted to be with my kids.
Oh, you want to be with the kids, not with your wife.
Yeah, well,
She's just secondary.
Yeah.
She just happens to be alone.
yeah.
Well, that's not a good reason to be with your wife,
I should've
just
thought
because
that
you
out.
want to be with your kids. She's a person and a human too. And the children will be okay. And you and your children can have your separate relationship without going to your wife and not really being in love with her and not wanting to be with her as a woman and not treating her as part of that union. So you don't need to go back to her for that reason. Just form your relationship with your children.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I take it now, what you feel. You want him back?
No, not at this. No,
Can't blame
he's a mess. Look at him. Like, no. I've done well raising Ryan so far. We'll have to see.
Okay, let me make this an order of the court. The order of the court is the judge finds that, based upon the scientific evidence presented, that Ryan, using your last name, Patel,
Yes.
is the child of Michael Havens. You didn't ask for support, so I can't order it. So now you got to go to another court for support. You got to go to another court for a custody and visitation order, unless the two of you can sit down and come to an agreement. I suggest, since you have some time here together, that you spend some time talking about custody, talking about child support, talking about the future of this child and the relationship between Mr. Haven and your son.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
The son is entitled to benefits and to a relationship with his father. All right?
Okay. Yes.
The court further orders that with respect to the $4,200 security deposit, the court orders Michael Havens and Sunita Patel to meet with the landlord of the building, order Mr. Havens to sign a new agreement and agree to terminate the prior agreement in which Ms. Patel was part of the agreement, though her name is not on it. Sign an agreement stating that the $4,200 deposit, or whatever amount the landlord, well, the $4,200 is what you say, and then the landlord has his rights with respect to how much he gets to keep, so that'll be up to him to do that. But that the $4,200 security deposit shall be returned to Ms. Patel, and that you should put up your own, you, Mr. Havens, should put up his own security deposit at that apartment, or vacate the apartment, whichever is sooner. All right?
All right.
That's the judgment of the court. You both understand?
Understand.
All right. So
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $4,200.
I just want to see Ryan.
Okay.
I want to be there for him.
All right. We'll see.
All right, well, gather your belongings. Exit behind you.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.